Hey everybody, what is a solution? Welcome to Learning with the Boys and Girls Club and Miss Newman. What is a solution? What is a mixture? And where do molecules fit in? We're about to find out, so hang on and let's get started. So what are you going to need? How about your thinking cap? Pencil and paper. If you really want to have some fun after you watch the entire video, ask your parents if you can try the experiment yourself. By the time you get finished watching the video, you'll know exactly what you need. And what you really should do is stop the video by pausing along the way to answer the questions such as what a solution is, what a mixture is. You'll know the questions as we go along. Pause the video and try real hard to answer the questions with your pencil and paper. So let's get started. Today, we're going to do an experiment that includes adding salt to oil, water, and tea. Our mission today is to understand that a solution forms when a solute is mixed with a solvent. We're going to understand that when solids dissolve in a liquid, it breaks into individual molecules and mixes with the liquid's molecules. We're going to understand that water molecules are able to break into charged particles that attract different ions. If all of this sounds like gibberish, that's okay. It won't when we get done. So hang on and let's get started so all of this makes sense when it's over. Besides, if all else fails, the experiment will be fun. Today, your vocabulary is dissolve, molecules, solution, liquid, periodic chart, solvent, mixture, and solid. I would like for you to pause the video for just a moment and look these up. Look each of these words up so that you understand just a little bit of what they mean. If you do not have someone with you to look these words up, then that's okay. We're going to go over what most of them mean. But if you do have someone with you that can help you look these words up, then take a few moments, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, to look these words up and pause the video now. Questions. What is a solution? What is a mixture? What liquids does salt dissolve in? What do molecules have to do with any of this? That's what we're going to answer today. What is a solution? A solution is a well-mixed mixture. A solution is made up of a solute and a solvent, such as a sports drink is a solution made of a powdered drink mix and water, such as Gatorade. What is a solvent? A solvent dissolves other substances. A solvent would be H2O. What is H2O? H2O would be water. Water is made up of 2 different elements from the periodic chart. No matter what physical process you put water through, like freezing or boiling, water will remain H2O. What is a solute? A solvent is being dissolved. You have a solute. Example, salt or powdered drink mix is a solute. What is a mixture? A mixture is a combination of 2 or more substances, such as salad dressing or trail mix. Each substance of a mixture retains its own properties, such as the oil and the item in the oil. The salt did not change. The oil did not change. Each of the items in the trail mix does not change. The raisins, the nuts, the chocolate, none of those items change. They all stay the same in the mixture. That is a mixture. What liquids does salt Dissolve in water, maybe, tea, maybe, oil, maybe. From what you just learned, do you think maybe trail mix? That's not a liquid, so that won't work. Salad dressing? Oil, tea, water, let's do an experiment. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Okay, everyone, it is now time to experiment. Based on what we have learned about solutions and mixtures, we're going to do a little experiment. This is salt through a magnifying glass. Salt. Let's get in close and look. These are the granules of salt. We are going to put salt in these liquids and find out if they are a solution or a mixture, but you are going to guess which one is which. So first, we have labeled these. It's hard to see the labels, but this is oil and tea and water. So we've labeled each container and we've filled them with the liquid water, tea, and oil. We've now looked at our salt, so we know what salt looks like, and we're going to use the magnifying glass, which we just did, to look at the salt. What color is the salt? The color is white. It's tiny little granules. Can you see any other characteristics? What else do you see? Write those down. Write down what you see. The characteristics, the size, the color, the shape. Anything else that you see? Okay, now that you've had a moment to do that, we're going to combine 1 teaspoon. Which one of these is a teaspoon? Is that a teaspoon? I think that's a teaspoon. So we're going to combine 1 teaspoon of salt. So is that a teaspoon? Yep. We're going to combine 1 teaspoon of salt into the water. 1 teaspoon of salt into the tea, and 1 teaspoon of salt into the oil. All right, and maybe stir that up. Let's see if we can just shake that up. No, let's see if we can maybe stir that up. Yep, there we go. We're gonna stir that up. We're going to stir that one up. We're going to stir that one up. Stir that one up. Stir that one up. Okay. All right. So let's look at that. Let's go in closer and look. Closer. Okay. Now, what do you see about this? I think the salt actually dissolved, but what happened when my spoon mixed with the oil and the water came over here and the oil got in my water? That is a whole different experience now, isn't it? So now we have 2 different things happening in my water. The salt completely dissolved, but my oil is now in my water. So we have 2 different things happening here. So we're going to go back and talk about this in a minute. My salt did not dissolve in my oil. My salt dissolved in my tea. My salt dissolved in my water, but it did not dissolve in my oil. All right, we're going to shut this off and come back and talk about it in a minute.
Okay, now that we've done our experiment, let's find out if salt and water are a solution or a mixture. Look inside the circle. You can see that the salt and water completely dissolved. The water dissolved the salt. So, was this a solution or a mixture? The salt was a solute and the water was a solvent. Sometimes a mixture is called a solution because a solution is made of a solute and a solvent. A solute is the substance that gets dissolved, and a solvent is the substance that dissolves the solute. For example, some sports drinks are a solution that is made of water, and the solvent is a powdered sports drinks mixed, the solute. So, yes, if you said a solution, you are correct because the water dissolved the salt. You are correct. This is a solution. All right, let's talk about salt and tea. Is this a solution or a mixture? Salt and tea are very similar to salt and water, so this must be a solution as well. Look in the circle. All of the salt dissolved, so the same thing. The tea is a solvent and the salt is a solute. So, just like the water and the salt, this is a solution. Okay, let's look at the salt and the oil now. The oil did not dissolve the salt, so the oil did not serve as a solvent for your solute. So this must be a mixture instead of a solution. So the salt and the oil are a mixture. When a solid dissolves in a liquid, it breaks into individual molecules, or ions, and mixes with the liquid's molecules. For a solid to dissolve in a liquid, two substances must have molecules that interact in a certain way. Water molecules are able to break salt molecules into individual ions or charged particles because different parts of the water molecules attract the different ions. Oil molecules do not have the same properties as water. They cannot break salt molecules into individual ions. That is why salt dissolves in water, but not in oil. In summary, a mixture is a combination of two or more substances that keep their own identities. If you have bananas, grapes, pears, strawberries, and peaches, and you combine all of them, but they still have their own identity, that's a mixture. If you have a mixture of two or more types of matter that evenly spread out but are not easily separated, that is a solution. And now you have solved the mystery of what a mixture and a solution are. Look for other lessons, such as how to reverse oil and salt mixture, how heat changes the temperature of objects, cool periodic table, real life stuff, what silly putty was really for, and why it all really matters. We'll see you soon. Look out for more Miss Newman Boys and Girls Club lessons on a different day. We hope you learned a lot in this lesson, and we'll see you soon.